Okay, good evening everyone, and welcome to another subscribers live. Now I am hoping that the subscriber live video will save afterwards so that I can put it on the Mystic Witch YouTube channel. The live draw that I did last week, the video just would not save to YouTube, so I'm hoping that tonight's one will. Because both YouTube and TikTok are a little bit temperamental as far as saving or not saving videos goes. And I used to do the readings for people that weren't live, that wanted a reading, on the basis that they could catch that reading live on YouTube. But until YouTube and TikTok resolve this issue of saving the videos or not saving the videos, depending on how it plays out, if you're not on the live watching the live readings, but would request a reading off live, I won't be able to do that just now until that issue is resolved and every video starts saving again. Don't you just love social media when it's not working? Okay, let me just see if I can, I don't know if I can share this out. Probably not, because it's a private video. Let me see. Let me see if I can share. No, it's not letting me share out. Hello, Zara. Yay, Zara's the first subscriber on. Welcome. Okay, Zara, would you like a reading? Seeing that you're the first one on tonight for subscriber only. I'm just going to put my Black Obsidian back on. I had it, took it off earlier and I forgot to put it back on. Hello, hello. Do you know what? First come, first served. Okay. You got 2 cards that you can have, so you can choose 1 of each or 2 of whatever. Moon card and Old Faithful today. So it's entirely up to you which 2 you would like. You can have any 2 that you choose. I like subscriber chat lives because it's not such a hectic live. One of each. Okay, let's do 1 of each. I am hoping that this week TikTok and YouTube play ball and allow me to download this video onto the Mystic Witch YouTube channel. It didn't last week. It was annoying. But yeah, let's do 1 of each. But it's been so temperamental. When I first started doing the live readings, the videos downloaded no problem on both platforms, both TikTok and YouTube. And the last couple of videos, apart from last night's one, that went absolutely fine. It saved the whole lot on both platforms. But the times before that, a 4-hour video that I posted onto YouTube, YouTube only saved half of it. There was like 2 hours missing. It's like, oh, social media is lovely. modern technology is lovely when it is working, and when it's not working, it's a pain in the backside. However, hopefully, fingers crossed, this one saves as well so that we can put it on the Mystic Witch. But it's lovely to see so many people now subscribing so that they are able to come here on a Saturday, sorry. I'm a day ahead of myself as well. They can come here on a Saturday when it's a nice quiet subscriber night. I know, right? Honestly, I'm a traditional witch. I'm like old style pen and paper. This modern technology does my head in at the best of times. It's like every time I want social media to do something that it's supposed to do and it doesn't, it does my head in. But however, we go with the flow, we go with the flow. So yeah, at least this is going to be a quieter live than my free readings and my gift readings, which are public ones, because they are just go, go, go from the time I come on till the time I come off. It's pretty crazy. But it keeps me busy. Keeps me out of trouble, I always say. Let's do one of each of these. Keeps Rio quiet as well. Honestly, if I'm not doing lives at 9 o'clock, what day was it? It was Thursday. I decided to have an extra day off for family time. Just because my partner was doing something completely out of the ordinary. And so I chose to have Thursday off. This little guy, 9 o'clock on Thursday, was climbing his cage as if to say, when are we going through and doing the live? Talk about being dictated to by a parrot. Good evening, Susan. Yay, Zara beat you to it tonight, Susan. Susan, can you do me a favour? If you can, I don't know if it will let you share, but could you message the subscriber Facebook chat and the mods chat and let them know that I am live? With this being a private live, it won't let me share the video to those chats. So if you could let them know, that would be amazing. Okay. So let me get my pen and paper as well, because we need to write down names as they come in. So we've got Zara. And then Susan. Keep myself right. Okay. So Zara. A time to give rather than take. Do you know what? This came out so many times last night in the reading. It was unbelievable. And here it is again. And then your other card is the Emperor. All right, the spiritual Emperor, right, who's also a ruler. He's kind of king. And emperors are always known for spirituality and stuff like that as well. So, a time to give rather than to take. And this isn't a saying that you should give because you're always taking. The shoe can be on the other foot with this card, and I feel that it's certainly on the other foot as far as your reading goes, because it's letting you know there are people maybe in your life that are always gonna turn up wanting your help, wanting your guidance, wanting your support. And you give it freely. You're not a no type of person. It's like, well, if I can help, I will. If I can't, then I'll let you know that I can't. But if I can possibly help in any way, shape or form, I will. That kind of thing. And it's hard for you to say no. And this is where the card's message comes in, because it's saying that it's okay now and again to say no. In fact, if anything, it's a necessity to say no. But choose the ones that you say no to wisely, right? The way I do it in my life, and all spiritual people, all earth angels that like to help other people, have their own ways of who do I help, who do I not help. Ideally, we'd like to help everybody in this world. Sadly, we can't, because not everybody needs our help. A lot of people want a freebie, right? It's like, I want your help and support so that I don't have to rethink everything myself. Why should I look for the answers for myself when Zara can give me those answers type thing, right? Or Lady Moonlight can give me the answers. Why should I go seeking them myself? So I will just drain Zara's energy instead. And that's, to a certain degree, okay. But where it gets a bit much is when you need their help and they are nowhere to be seen. It's almost like they go into hiding until everything is all right with you again, and then they come out of the woodwork. Those are the people that you need to learn to say no to. You can make whatever excuse you want for saying the word no. You could even be honest with them and say, you know what, I need to have my time, right? And I need to deal with things in my life. So at this precise moment, I can't help you with that particular issue. Now, one or two things is going to happen there. They're either going to take off and head for the hills, never to be seen again, because they want to find another yes man or woman. Or they're going to stay, but not so in your face. Chances are they'll head for the hills because they're energy stealers. The ones that you do help are the ones that you know 1000% if the crunch came to the crunch and you needed their help and advice, they would be there for you no matter what. That's the ones that you help back in return. And that's the way it should be. Thank you, Susan. That's definitely the way that it should be. It should never be all about, I'll take from Zara and give nothing back. That's not the way that the universe wants us to be. It's yin and yang, give and take, right? And there are energy drainers out there. There are people who see the good in you and want to drain the heck out of that, right? Earth angels that give have a bright aura around them. And the darker forces or the energy drainers are the ones that can see that. They know a good heart when they see one, and they like to flippin' milk it for all it's worth. And it's only when certain light workers see that and say, not today, thank you. Go and look for somebody else to leech on because you're not doing it with me. I'd rather spend my time helping those that are in desperate need. An example of that is, many years ago, there was a lady came for me, because I do healing as well, and she came to me for healing because I was given free Reiki treatments for distant healing. And I would send her the healing, and she would come back a day later. I'm still feeling sick. The healing hasn't really worked that much. Can you send me more? So I did another one. And over time, I was sending this woman loads and loads of healing. Right? And there was always some excuse, I didn't feel it as much, or I don't think it's really helped, but can I have a little bit extra? To the point where I said, sorry, I can't send any more unless you want, if you want another freebie, you'll have to book a full session. Did she book a full session? Hell no, right? That was going to cost her. It wasn't free. Funny, I never saw the lady again after that. So this is a lesson to remember when we are earth angels or empaths. Certain people will give back to you as much as you give them. That's the keepers. As for the rest, let them go. Because it's not all about take, take, take. They got to give back as well. Hello, Diane. Welcome. Let's put Diane on the list before we do Zara's second card. Okay, Diane, I did a reading for you yesterday. Thankfully, YouTube saved it, so it's now on YouTube. So you have got a 2-card reading on YouTube. It's also on the subscribers group as well. It'll be near the end. I'm so glad that that makes a lot of sense. Well, if it makes a lot of sense, time to look through the ones that use you and the ones that don't. I'm always doing that with my friends list. I'm always, especially on Facebook. There are so many fake friends on Facebook, it's unbelievable. So I'm always decluttering my Facebook. Who supports me? Who hasn't supported me? Who just watches and likes but doesn't say anything, doesn't give me the time of day? That's the ones I kind of take off my friends list. But it does the soul good to do a clear out. The Emperor. The Emperor is almost very similar to the King, apart from the fact that he is spiritual wise as well. All emperors, especially Japanese emperors. Japan is the most spiritual place along with China, right? They have temples and Buddha and all the rest of it. And it doesn't matter what race that you come from, whether you're the richest or the poorest. The Japanese are experienced in technology and all the rest of it, but they are also highly spiritual people that know and can tap into their spiritual gifts. And the Emperor is coming to say, this is what you need to do as well, right? Knowledge is power in a lot of ways, right? We may think that we've learned everything that there is to life. I'm an elder crone and I've lived 6 past lives. Does that mean I know everything? No. And I never will claim to know everything. But one thing that I do know with being spiritual, learning never stops. We're always hungry for more knowledge, or we should be, right? In fact, I've just enrolled in a spiritual psychic 7-week course. And you might think, well, why would Lady Moonlight enroll in a psychic course when she's a medium herself, right? And that's because everybody's knowledge, everybody's gift is different. And when you can learn from another psychic, or you can learn from a worldwide known or well-known medium, then learn from them. Share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. And there's so much more to spirit realms and universal realms that even I have never delved in. Yes, I've astral travelled to several realms on the other side. But the universe is massive, right? It would take me this lifetime and probably many more lifetimes to even try to venture onto into the different realms that are out there. But I never stop learning. I never stop trying to break through boundaries and to learn more. Because the more that I learn, the more I can help others. And this is what the Emperor is saying. It's okay to be wise, and it's okay to help others and to heal others as well. But you also have to make sure that your own temple, i.e. your own body, your own mind, is pure as it can be, a clear channel. And that means taking time to meditate, taking time to ground, taking time out away from social media and just being at one with nature and everything that's in it. And also learning, forever seeking more knowledge. We should all thrive to do that. Hello, Dr. Sunshine Fire. Hello, Eve. Lovely to see everyone coming in. I know, wouldn't it be nice to visit temples? Let me just write some of these. We've got Eve, just because I don't want to miss anyone coming in. Okay, so we've got Eve and we've got Dr. Sunshine Fire. Okay, so the ones that I've got on my list, if I've missed anybody, give me a shout. I'm doing Zara just now, Susan, Diane, Eve and Dr. Sunshine Fire. But yeah, I'd love to visit temples as well. I'm a Reiki master stroke teacher, so Reiki, the home of Reiki is Japan. So it would be amazing to visit there and to visit the temples, etc., etc. That's why I'm so passionate about green tea as well, because green tea extract is exactly what the Japanese drink in their tea houses, just because it has over 200 health benefits, and we don't utilize green tea extract enough. But it does. It's so healthy for mind, body and spirit, and I can see why the Japanese love doing things like that. So the message for you tonight, Zara, is look within, right? Explore the spiritual side of you. Explore the healing side of you. Gather knowledge every day, right? I try to strive to learn something new every day, whether it's on Google, whether it's reading books, etc. So that's kind of my goal every day. It's on my type of bucket list. What can I learn today? What is something new that I can learn today, whether it's to do with healthy foods, whether it's to do with diet, whether it's to do with meditation. Like, what can I learn so that I can offer more? We should never stop learning. Knowledge is power, right? And the more that we learn, the more it can help us on our spiritual path, as it were. And I feel that the universe is definitely calling to you to protect your own energy from those energy stealers, and also to heal yourself from within. Keep your channels clear, because a clear channel means that spirit can connect with you and give you guidance where and whenever you need it. So I hope that that has meaning, and I hope you found that helpful tonight. Okay, let's move on to Susan. Susan, what two cards would you like? I've got Moon and Old Faithful. Now, with it being subscriber live, if anyone wants to join me on camera, they are more than welcome to join me on camera. I don't mind that at all. I don't do it on the big public readings that I do, because you get Tom, Dick and Harry coming on, and then I wouldn't be able to concentrate on my readings. But small subscriber groups, I don't mind. So if anybody wants to, Old Faithful for Susan. So if anyone does want to join me on camera, just click camera or click, I think it's, just trying to think which one it is. I think it's a little icon at the bottom, like group, that you can click. If anyone wants to be brave enough to join me on camera, they can do so if they so choose. Alrighty. Subscriber chat is the only one that I would allow people on camera. Whoops. Right, Susan, one has just flown out of the deck. So we're going to go with that one. I love it when Spirit chucked the cards. Now it's hidden it. Give me a second till I get this card. Where did it go? Don't you just love it when... Do you know what? I don't mind Spirit chucking my cards, but they need to improve their aim a little bit, because they chuck the card and it ends up under or behind chairs, or... if you're going to chuck it on the table. That would be so nice. Okay, so we've already got one card, so let's keep shuffling for the other one. Ah, yeah, the thank you, Dr. Sunshine. Yeah, the pink and blue icon at the bottom. That's the one. Yeah, I think it's the pink and blue icon at the bottom. Let me check all the other icons. I do think it's the pink and blue one. Enhance, interact, and shop. Yeah, I think it's the blue and pink icon at the bottom, if anyone wants to join me on the camera. If it's not that one, just click a few to see. Do you know what? If I'm wrong, just click all the buttons. One of them will work. Oh my gosh. I'm very much like that. It's like, oh, which button do I pick? What happens if I press this button? Will I terminate if I press this button? Will it electrocute me? Curiosity killed the cat, right? It's like you've got 6 or 7 buttons. Which one do I choose? Oops. Ah, okay. I wonder if it's like, I know my friend Sarah, when I first got to my first 1,000 followers and I could go live, I invited Sarah to join me live, and she pressed the button and it wouldn't do anything. And I asked her, well, how many followers do you have? And she says, I think at that time it was like a couple of hundred. So I'm wondering if you need 1,000 followers before TikTok allows you to go live. Do you have over 1,000 followers, Dr. Sunshine? Fire. Just out of curiosity, I'm kind of trying to work out if you need 1,000 followers to actually interact with somebody's live. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe you need 1,000 followers before it'll allow you to join another live, because I know to go live you need 1,000 followers. But I'm not sure for the people that join other people's lives whether they need 1,000 followers. I know it didn't work with my friend Sarah. She was gutted because she wanted to come live with me and she just couldn't do it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I think it must be to do with 1,000 followers. I think if you've got 1,000 followers, it will let you join somebody's live. But if you've got under 1,000 followers, it won't. Now, before I do Susan's cards, there's something that I have been pondering doing, and I've never really done it on live. It would be a very first one, but I could certainly give it a try one night on one of my lives, and that is to do a mediumship circle, i.e. whether I do it on a live with people that can join me on camera, whether I do it on a Zoom. I've never done a Zoom call yet, but there's a first for everything. But I was thinking of expanding and maybe getting a small group of people together, whether it's here or on Facebook spiritual group, and doing an open circle night where you can join me either on a Zoom. I think Zoom would probably work out better. And I could just do a mediumship circle, just randomly call out messages to the people that are in the room. You know how you go to a spiritualist night and you've got the medium standing on stage and they'll say the lady in the back row or the lady in the right row. They're kind of circle workers. And I thought, how awesome would it be to do circle work on a social media setting? To do it on the subscribers, you would need all the subscribers, I guess, to have 1,000 followers to go on live. But what's everybody's thoughts on that? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, because I'm always learning new skills. And one thing I did when I was younger is I had a family night, and I had all my close friends and family come round to the house. And I thought, you know what, I can read people on lives, and I can read one-to-one card readings on my messenger for my booked readings, etc. But I wanted to test out circle work. So I had my friends and family round, and it was a really, really interesting night because I was getting all this information, didn't know where the information was going to go or if it was going to work. But it did, it kind of worked, and I kind of was able to say, you know, okay, my cousin Jacqueline, I've got a message for you, or, you know, my sister, I've got a message for you, etc. And I really enjoyed doing that side of things in person, and I'm always pushing my boundaries, and I thought, how awesome would that be on social media, where you could interact with a lot more people. I may have to dabble into the Zoom side of things, maybe on Facebook, to try it on a Zoom. I don't know, but if that's something that you would all like, then leave it with me, and I can do a little bit of experimentation. How does that sound? So yeah, we will leave it with me, and I will certainly look into doing that. it would have to probably be smaller groups, so it would be kind of like in a subscriber only setting. But it is something that I could definitely do. Okay, leave it with me and I will see what I can muster up. So yeah, even if it's like on a Facebook Live or something like that, and even if people can't join on that particular live, if people were going to be present, what we could, another way of doing it is that if everyone that was going to join, I could make it an event so that if everyone that joined the event, if they sent me a profile photo, I could do like a photo board, right, with everybody's photo on the board. And then when the event took place, if there was anyone missing from that photo board, then we would just remove the photos, keep the photos up that were on that board. We could even do that on the live TikTok. We could just ask the subscribers to send me a photo if they wanted to join in the circle part of it. We could do it that way. I will work on it and we will dabble and have a little play about to see what we can do. Okay, so yeah, leave that with me, folks. Okay, let's do Susan's. Susan, the card that jumped out of the pack, the Hermit. And you've also got the Eight of Pentacles. The Hermit and the Eight of Pentacles. All right. Now, the Hermit talks about inner healing, taking time out to heal mind, body, and spirit, which I know you have really been trying to do in the last little while. Sometimes we have to take extra steps. And we have to isolate ourselves from what's going on in the outside world as well. I.e., take a little bit of time just to be at one with Susan, right? And that may mean walking out in nature. It may mean just grounding, doing a little bit of grounding, doing some more healing work on yourselves. Maybe work with crystals, etc., etc. Maybe tap into Reiki. Reiki healing can help clear chakras, etc. as well. As a Reiki master, I often give myself Reiki. And that's the beauty of Reiki. That when you learn Reiki, you can heal others, but you can give yourself healing as well, which is why I love Reiki, working with the Reiki energy. I'm a spiritual healer as well, so I combine Reiki and spiritual energy, and I do both. I can send spiritual healing along with the distant Reiki. I remember when I was doing my Reiki 1, and my Reiki master turned down and says, my goodness, you've got the Reiki, when I had my attunement, she says, you've got the Reiki 1 attunement, but you've got extra. There is an energy there, there's an extra healing energy that is so powerful. And I told her I'm a spiritual healer, have been a spiritual healer all my life. And she says, that's what it is. She knew there was something extra than the Reiki attunement that she had just attuned into us. And over the years of using Reiki, I've been able to add that Reiki and my spiritual healing into objects. So if I make my crystal jewellery, I put a healing in it. If I make something for the grandkids, I always put healing in it. So every time that they play with it, or if it's a book, I'll put Reiki healing in the book, so that every time they read that book, they're getting a little bit of Reiki healing. I've been given that gift. So even learning something new like Reiki healing to help with the healing process. I know that you've just got over one relationship, and I know that you're keen to start a new one. We spoke about that so many times. But when the Hermit comes up, the Hermit is saying give yourself time, right? The healing process needs to come first and foremost before you can delve into something new. Yeah. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Jenny. Hello, hello. Okay, let me just add some names to the list before I do Susan's second card, because I don't want to miss anyone. In fact, let me just check my list so that I know I haven't missed anyone that's just come into the room. Let me see. I've got Diane, I've got Eve, I've got Susan, and let's put Sanil. In fact, let's put Lauren. So I'm going to put Jenny and Lauren. Okay, Jenny and Lauren is on my list. But yeah, I've just enrolled in a spiritual course, and it only cost me £27. And I think there are a few places left on it, Susan. If you're interested, I can send you the link. Because the course starts this Tuesday, and I'm so super excited to learn a little bit more. And it's everything to do with mediumship. Absolutely everything to do with mediumship. And I know I've been working as a medium for all my life, but I'm a thirst magnet for more knowledge. And sometimes you can learn so much more from world-renowned psychics than you can just learning on your own. We should never endeavour to stop learning. And I know that this course is going to be useful for me, especially if I'm going to be doing a lot of stand-up circle work in the future, which is my next aim. That's my next goal. So I thought, you know what, for £27 for a 7-week course, that is amazing, absolutely amazing. And I can bring some more knowledge to the table with this course in my spiritual health and beauty group as well on Facebook. Yeah, I'll do that after this live, Susan. I'll send you the link. Because she is a wonderful psychic. She's a world renowned psychic, and you get added once you've paid for the course. You get added into a private Facebook group, and that's where she does all her teaching for the 7 weeks course. And you know, when I look at the people that are actually on the course, because you read everybody's comments that are in the group, and there are some amazing psychics, witches, pagans, Christians, spiritualists that are all in there. They obviously know their own gifts and their own stuff. But like me, they're a thirst magnet for knowledge. So if anyone wants to tap into that, give me a shout and I can send you her link. I was looking at one of her adverts the other day on, because she's still advertising it as we speak, but I did see a post saying that places are limited. There's only a certain amount of people that she can get on the course. So if anyone is interested, let me know. Merry meet Stacey. Yay, Stacey Hibbard is in the room. Jenny, okay, I'm going to put a star next to Susan and Jenny so that I remember to send you that link for the course. The course does start on Tuesday, but it's only £27 in UK. I'm not sure what it is in dollars, but once you click the ad, the Facebook ad, then it will tell you what the cost of the course is. I joined pretty early because places were filling up. But if you're wanting to develop your spiritual or psychic skills, this is a way to go. It's a 7-week course, and it's done within a private Facebook group. And she does all her teaching videos on that group. And of course, the videos will be saved so that you can access all of the lessons at your own in your own time. Yeah, and this is the thing. We are all gifted. Everyone, I'm just going to put Stacey on my list so that I do Stacey Hibbard's reading as well. So I've got Susan, Diane, Eve, Dr. Sunshine Fire, Jenny, Lauren, and Stacey Hibbard as well. But yeah, I do like the fact that she records everything on the group as well, so that for people that are working, they can still access all her live teachings over the 7 weeks. So I am super, super excited for that to start. I think the first one is 7 p.m. this UK time this Tuesday. So I will send Jenny and Susan the link. Oh, Stacey, you would love it. But do you know what? What I learn in that group, the extra stuff that I learn in the group, I will be bringing over to the spiritual Facebook group as well. Stacey is my lifelong soul sister from another time, another place. And when we open my coven up again, she is my sidekick teacher. So if anyone knows me really, really well, Stacey knows me really, really well. She's worked with me for many, many years. In fact, so much so that her kids call me Aunt Lady Moonlight. I'm their auntie as far as they're concerned. So it's lovely. Okay, Susan, your next card that you've got, 8 of Pentacles. All right, 8 of Pentacles is working at new skills and the skills that you already have. Stay focused on what it is that you want to learn more of. Whether it's a spiritual path, whether it's making things, crafting things, whatever it is, we all are good at something. I love music. I love singing, dancing, karaoke, all of that. I love playing music as well. I have so many musical instruments, including drums, tambourines, harps. I've also got keyboard. What else have I got? Native American flutes, shawms, chanters. I've got a melodium. I've got so many. I've even got a tongue drum as well. I just love music. So it's tapping into what interests you, what sets your soul on fire, right? You might want to learn painting, music, arts, spiritual stuff, etc. Right? You might want to develop your own spiritual gifts so that you can do readings for yourself. If you stay focused on what your goals are and what you want to really, really put your efforts and work into, you could actually turn it into your own little side business as well, right? So if, for example, money, etc. is short, this could open many, many doors into extra learning, if that makes sense. Thank you for the finger heart, Diane. So, taking time to heal, right? It's not saying a new relationship. It's not saying never delve into a new relationship. What it's saying is put the any future relationships a little bit on hold till you get the healing done. Once the healing is done, and that healing has to be from the inside out, then you can move on to more relationships, etc. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for new relationships to happen, you can be working on new skills that you want to develop for you that is going to help with that inner healing. At some point, when I find a little bit of extra time this year, I am hoping to do open up a Reiki healing course on Facebook where I can do Reiki attunements from Reiki 1 right through to Master Teacher. Because I think the world would benefit with so many Reiki masters or Reiki practitioners. The world needs more healing. Of that, I know for sure. And imagine if everyone on this planet could do Reiki, and if everyone on this planet could heal. It would go a huge way to helping Mother Earth and mankind as well. So that is on my bucket list to, and probably after I've done my spiritual awareness course or spiritual circle course on my own Facebook group, which is the Mystic Witch Spiritual Natural Health and Beauty group. So I'll be doing lives every Wednesday to go in on TikTok that goes into that group. And I'll be tapping into mediumship, grounding, meditation nights, all of that. We will be looking at natural foods, natural supplements. Last Wednesday we did hair care, natural hair care. And we got a lot of people interested in that particular topic. And people are, the last time I did the topic on hair care, the amount of people that started throwing out their plastic and metal combs and bought the boar hair brush. Amazon must have had an influx of boar hair brushes. But do you know what? I wouldn't trade my boar hair brush in for all the tea in China. I've never gone back to plastic or metal combs. And my hair loves me for it. So, yeah. Dr. Sunshine. Oops, sorry. What did you do? I think Dr. Sunshine Fire pressed a button. She's like, oops, sorry. I don't know what she did. Oh, dear. Okay, so Susan, I hope that has meaning. Yes, definitely. If you are creative, bring out your creative spark, right? And I love painting, and I don't do it. I don't do it enough. I should. I'm hoping in the summer to get out in the garden with my acrylic paints and my canvases. I've got so many blank canvases that I meant last year to do just sit and do some spiritual painting. Never got around to it, so it's on my to-do list this year because there's so much things I would love to paint in nature and stuff. So that's one of my bucket list. And of course, when you create something, you can either keep it or you can sell it. So it's a double whammy. Being creative and putting yourself into something creative, you're putting part of you into that piece of work, and that kind of then becomes a spiritual work of art. So yeah, taking time out to heal for you, and then decide what it is that you want to work on. Whether it's extra learning, learning mediumship, etc., and able to do your own readings, etc., or to connect, not just on an earth plane, but on a spiritual level as well. Okay, let's go on with, we've got Diane next. Diane, what 2 cards would you like? We've got Moon cards or Old Faithful. I think so. I can see your comments. I can see that are my comments coming through. I don't know if you wrote anything else. The last comment that I saw, can you see my comments, was oops, sorry. I've no idea why you said oops, sorry. Old Faithful for Diane. Let's do 2 Old Faithful for Diane. Okay. So let's flick this. I'm hoping that after this live it saves to my tablet. Like last night's one, I thought, do you know what? When I tried to download it to begin with, last night's live, it just would not download from TikTok at all. Just kept on doing what the other ones did. Tap to retry. And I'm like, if I tap any more, oh my gosh, the thing's going to blow up. And it took me all day, back and forward, trying to download this darn video from last night. Because I know I had Diane's readings on there and a few others that weren't on my live. Thank the goddess, it did eventually load. And then it was a hit or a miss whether YouTube would download or upload all of it or half of it, because lately YouTube has just been turning my 4-hour videos into a 2-hour video and cutting half of it off. But thankfully last night it did, or should I say this night, today's one has loaded the full video both on YouTube and I've been able to save it. So Diane's reading from last night is on YouTube as we speak. Okay. But I think for the future public lives, just in case they don't load, obviously people come and go in the readings, and if they have to go and they miss out on their readings, though it's unfortunate, I don't think it would be beneficial until these glitches are sorted to do a reading if somebody's not sort of on the live or has been booted off the live for whatever reason, by the time I shout on their name. Just because if it doesn't load onto YouTube, they've missed the reading anyway. Hopefully it's a glitch that has, or that will sort itself out. Because what's the point in having TikTok giving you a video that you can download and save to your tablet if it won't download and save to your tablet? Go figure. Okay, so after shuffling all of these, we have got the 5 of Wands, okay, which is a career card. And along with the 5 of Wands, we've also got the 3 of Pentacles. Alright, so the 3 of Pentacles is also working towards your financial goals. So let's start with the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands talks about partnerships within a working environment. Whether that's partnerships working towards goals that you are trying to achieve, maybe you're going into partnership with somebody. Maybe within your own work, you've actually found someone that has the same interests as you, that wants the same kind of career or job as you, and you've decided to unite forces and work together and study together, right? That's something that many people do when they learn a new skill, or they are at college, or they are within a workplace. Don't get me wrong, within the workplace we can find our fair share of enemies as well, right? The ones that are envious because especially if you're a hard worker and you're doing all the grafting and they sit and do nothing. And then they lash out at you because you're showing them up because you're the worker, right? So the workplace can be full of people that don't support you, but at the same time you can find that one gem that has very similar interests and likes with you, and they become almost like your study partner or your career partner or career friend, and you help each other up the ladder. And this is why this card shows two people sharing the burden between them to get the job done. Not one of them leaves the other behind. Is equal. Sharing the study together, maybe spending time studying together and building their own goals and dreams separately but together, if that makes sense. So I feel that there is somebody within the working environment that you maybe connect to more than anyone else within the working environment. And that's the person that is going to help support you as much as you support them. No man is ever an island, and sometimes we just need that extra help, that little sidekick or that buddy. Sometimes in workplaces this could also mean a mentor, right? A lot of people, when they start a new job, they need a mentor, they need somebody to show them the ropes. So it could be your experiences as helping new people coming into that line of work to learn the skills, etc., that you are working on. Oh, perfect. Isn't that great when you can actually get on well with your boss, because that means you work together for the benefit of all. I love that. I love it when it's a boss. So I'm glad that you can take that on board, right? Bosses are great. They know hard workers when they see one, right? And if you can impress the boss, you've got a friendship for life. And not just a friendship for life, you've got a partnership for life, right? And I feel that with that partnership comes the extra finances, right? This partnership or this friendship, especially if it's a boss, is going to see your worth, right? The bosses know, they sit in silence and they observe their workforce, and they know the ones that are sitting idly on their phone doing absolutely nothing and expecting to get a full day's pay out of it. But they also see the value of people like yourself, that if they're getting paid to do a job, they will do the job well and over and above. They will put their 100% effort into it. This is where the partnership is going to come into play, because I see promotion. Hard work leading to extra finances, resulting in promotion within work. That means you're going to escalate from the level where you are to maybe going up the ladder, maybe 1 or even 2 or even 3 runs of the ladder. And that's where the partnership is going to benefit both you and your boss, right? Because who better to support a boss than somebody that the boss can rely on to put in their 110% every time they come into work, right? Bosses absolutely love people like that. And they don't want to lose them. So most of the time they promote them, right? They kind of just sweeten things and saying, look, I understand you've worked really, really well on everything, and I want to offer you this promotion. So I do see promotion coming for you in the near future. So your hard work is paying off. So I hope that helps. Okay. So we've got Eve next. So Eve, what 2 cards would you like? Old Faithful for Eve as well. Let's do Old Faithful. Okay. Goodness knows what Rio's going to do tomorrow, because Sundays is my day off doing lives. And we were busy downloading stuff on my tablet, and I've got a PlayStation that I do relaxing games on every so often, just to chill out and just to cut off. And there was a new game come out that my fiance had downloaded, and I thought, oh, do you know what, that looks good. And it's funny because when my fiance downloaded his game, 10 minutes it took him. Nope, no such luck with me. Technology and me have never gone hand in hand, and it took 4 hours for mine to download. And he's like, how's that? How's yours taking 4 hours for the same game that I downloaded that takes just 10 minutes? Go figure, me and technology. Spirit just fry everything that I touch as far as technology goes. So it doesn't surprise me that if my videos don't upload, or my PlayStation decides it's going to take double the time to upload stuff, that's just me. I guess it's my energies as well. I'm a typical starseed. Everything, you know, I can't. I'm one of these ones that go into a shopping centre, or I think the Americans call them malls, but we call them shopping centres. But I'm the type of person that goes into a shopping centre, and you know how you've got those stainless steel stair banisters or stair railings when you're going up and down stairs. I'm the one that puts my hand on the railing and gets an electric shock. That's me. So I'm kind of like, let's put my gloves on before I touch that railing, so that I don't curl my hair. But honestly, I get static shocks touching anything metal. Honestly, I am supercharged. Honestly, I'm sure if human beings were made of batteries, mine would be ever ready. It's like, zzz, yep, short circuit. That's me, short circuit. Okay, let's do Old Faithful for Eve. But they do say that starseeds have got, it's almost like an electrical energy, and it fries everything. Boy, does it not just. So, yeah. But Rio has been so used to coming onto my lives now, when as soon as it gets to 9 o'clock, he's like squawking at me as if to say, we should be through there. And I was like, I'm downloading this. You'll just have to wait a little bit longer, and then we'll get through. So, it's going to be interesting tomorrow when it's my day off. Maybe I should do a Rio only live and just put the camera on and let Rio entertain you. Phew, bless me. Okay, so let's... Honestly, I have got a spirit in here that every so often I sneeze for no reason whatsoever. Oh, okay. Let's do these 2 cards for Eve. Eve, you've got the Judgment card, and you've also got the Ten of Pentacles. All right, so we're going to start with the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles shows a loving family, right? It shows, you know, husband, wife, and child. And it also shows financial stability. A family that works together, prays together, stays together, that kind of thing, right? So, you know, if one person in that family is struggling financial-wise, you both chip in and help each other out, if that makes sense. The love within that family is strong. There's a strong bond, if that makes sense, within your family unit. Yep, Johnny Five alive. Oh, do you know what? Sometimes that happens with me as well, Dr. Sunshine. You know, lights will flicker or a bulb will actually blow. I've seen me going into a room and the bulb blows. And if I'm ever in a bad mood, especially if it's to do with my ex's family, especially when I first left my ex, the mind games that they would play, and I would go and make a coffee, and I was raging, literally raging, and things would just fly all over the kitchen. Glasses would fall off the bunker and smash on the floor, or mugs would fall and smash on the floor. If I was feeding the parrots, I would put seed in the parrot's dish, ready to take it through, and the parrot dish would go all over the floor, right? Because Spirit were picking up on my bad energy, and they were kind of like, oh, she's in a bad mood. And yeah, it was like, you know, I turn into this exorcist. So I do not like bad or negative moods. I don't like getting into that bad negative moods, because that's when that's when I can make things fly. Yeah. Do you know my fiance's the very same. When he's angry, things fly. I remember I was trying to protect my son from my ex's abuse, and we went to a sports day, and my ex turned up at the sports day, my son's sports day, and tried to cause all sorts of, tried to get in the way of me taking photos of my son when he was doing the racing and all sorts. And then when myself and my fiance were leaving, he decided to follow us. And I was raging, my fiance was raging, as you can imagine. And he was like threatening to call the police and get police checks done on my fiance and stuff, just because he did not accept that I had ended the marriage, etc. And we decided to go into a pub for a few drinks. And we were just sitting at the table after we'd ordered the drinks. And the barmaid was just pouring pints. And these glasses were just flying off the bunker. And I'm like, you're needing to calm down. That poor lassie's going to have no glasses left by the end of the night. So, yeah. But yeah, definitely. That's why I always stay positive. Because me in a negative mood, you know, it's true what they say, isn't it? Never piss off a witch. Because it's not going to end well. And yeah, it normally doesn't. Honestly, I've had waiters do cartwheels with trays of drink in their hand, you know, or they've, you know, just delivered a meal to our table, and they turn to go away, and they kind of trip over a step that they know, obviously because they work there, has been there all the time. Weird and wonderful things happen, honestly, around me. Can't take me nowhere. But going back to this card, definitely I feel that there's a strong family bond here. But with the second card comes a little bit of a warning, right? This judgment, right? The judgment card comes on. And I feel that at some point, whether it's in the past, whether it's something that's going on in the present, but it's almost like two's company, three's a crowd, right? And I feel that somewhere along in your life, whether it's in the past or the past going into the present, there was that somebody around you or somebody in your family circle may have had that green envy, monster jealousy thing going on, right? And that can happen for many reasons, right? If you're in a happy relationship or a happy family setting and somebody else is in a bad marriage, but they're your best friend, right? They will support you to a certain degree, but part of them, the little green envy or the little green dragon comes out, right? And it's like, how dare she have such a perfect, loving family and I get crap, right? And rather than them trying to solve their own bad marriage or their own bad relationship or family unit together, they prefer to cause ripples within a solid family. Right? A bit like my ex with my fiance. Luckily, we don't get as much, but they still do try now and again, 8.5 years on, to ruffle our feathers until I announced that I was engaged. And suddenly I think my ex's world fell apart because he was hoping that I would never get engaged or get married with my fiance. But we are engaged and we are going to get married. So we always get somebody that is jealous or envious of a relationship that we have, whether it's with a partner or whether it's just a family in general, a close-knit family that stays together, supports each other, etc. But whatever or whoever has hurt you in the past, one, let it go. Right? Find a way to forgive those that have hurt you or even hurt your family in the past by forgiveness. You take away their control, you take away their past hurt as well, you heal from it. And as for those that you have forgiven, yes, they've got your forgiveness, and you might not think that's fair. Why should I forgive somebody that's hurt me or has hurt my family? That doesn't make sense, right? But if we don't forgive, they control our emotions. They still have a hold on us. Even though they're not in our lives, they still have an emotional connection there. You want to break that connection. So the only way to break that connection is don't forget the wrong that they've done. That's a learning curve, right? We can learn from that and say, well, I know the type of people I can stay clear of because I've learned who's good and who's not so good. So it's not to forget, because to forget is not learning the lessons that they have taught us. They've taught us the type of people not to get involved with, right? And that's a good thing. So another good thing is give them what they don't want, your forgiveness, and then walk away. Because the judgment card is saying you've done all you can to sort of clear them out. They're not listening. Cut the ties. Let them go, forgive them, and leave karma to do what it does best. So everything that they have done to hurt you or your family will come back to them threefold. It always does. I've seen karma work many times. Even to people that don't believe in karma, it does work. Karma, what we put out, we get back. So when you put out forgiveness, right, you get kindness, love, and forgiveness back. But if you're putting out envy, jealousy, ego, hate, narcissistic, controlling, bullying, etc., somewhere along the line, they're going to get it back. Makes it a little bit easier when you know that to say, do you know what, I forgive you and I'm done. I'm moving on with my life. and good luck with the karma that's coming your way. It does make a bitter pill easier to swallow when you take control back. So that is the message for your card. Yes, you've got a strong family, right? Nothing can break that family. But at the same time, break away from those that don't do you or your family any justice and leave karma to deal with them. So I hope that that has meaning for you. Yeah, even single. Even though you're single, Eve, it's talking about family. Now, family can be mom, dad, sisters, brothers, right? Do you have a strong bond with your family circle, i.e., you know, your siblings, your mom, your dad? You know, is there a big family? Like, I know that my mum and dad's family were really, really big. And when my dad and mum were around, we all rallied together, right? We were a close, strong, secure family. Sadly, when my mum and dad passed away, the large families kind of broke away a little bit. But we still kind of keep in touch. Yeah, exactly. Siblings, right? This family relationships. A lot of people, when I say family relations, they think, oh, I'm not, you know, that's like, especially when they see the mum, dad and child. But that's a family unit, right? Mum, dad, brothers, sisters, all of that, right? That's still a family unit, right? So like siblings and stuff. For example, if you've got brothers and sisters that anyone hurt Eve, they would be on them like flies on turd, right? They would just unite together. Very protective, very loving, very solid. That's the relationship that they're talking about, all right? And I feel that there may be somebody that is jealous or envious of that relationship within that family circle, all right? And that's maybe because their family circle isn't as solid as your family circle. Does that make sense? So, for example, if somebody was picking on your brothers or sisters or whatever, right? You wouldn't be just sitting around and allowing it to happen, right? You would all rally together and support each other, and that's what it meant by family. So if somebody is getting trouble or problems from somebody outside the family, you all rally around and you all support that one family member with whatever problems and troubles that they've got. That's a strong family, and that's where the finances can come in as well, right? Right, we would never ask a stranger for help with finances or money or whatever if we were struggling, but we would more than happy say, do you know what, my pay didn't come in today and I'm really struggling. Brothers and sisters will say, do you know what, here, there's a tenner to get you through till next payday or whatever. Just pay me back whenever, right? That's kind of how my sister used to be with me. And, you know, you were there for each other. You backed each other up, kind of thing. That's a strong financial family that they're talking about in the cards. So I'm glad that resonates now. When that particular card comes out, family can be a couple, or it can be an entire secure family network. I know that if Spirit are talking about my family now, it's usually just me and my fiance, because when my mum and dad passed away, though I've got a huge family, my dad was the bonding block, and he was the one that made sure that the family were visiting each other. He would visit all the family and take us with him. So, of course, when my dad passed away, that link was broken to a certain extent. And my dad's family is all over the place. We've got some up north, we've got some in Dundee, we've even got some in Arabia, I think, and things. So the family kind of are distant, but we still very much support each other. So I'm so glad that that helped. Okay, Dr. Sunshine Fire. What 2 cards would you like? While I'm waiting to see what Dr. Sunshine Fire's cards are, let me see if I've got everybody on my list that I should have on my list. Yep, I think we have. I don't know if Dr. Sunshine Fire's comments are sticking now and again, but wait and see. Old Faithful. Okay, Dr. Sunshine Fire wants Old Faithful. Let's do 2 Old Faithfuls. Okay. Let's shuffle these cards. I love it that subscriber lives seem to be so calming, or is it just me? Does everybody else find that the smaller subscriber Saturday night readings are so it's almost like a different energy, isn't it? It's like almost a different calming atmosphere. I'm just hoping and praying that I know it takes TikTok a couple of hours, about 4 or 5 hours to process the video before you can download it. So I'm hoping sometime tomorrow I will be able to share this to the Mystic Witch YouTube channel. Subscriber lives always get posted to the Mystic Witch YouTube channel rather than my main Lady Moonlight one. It's just so that it's easier for my subscribers to find. So do make sure that you have subscribed to the Mystic Witch YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of the subscriber replay videos, providing TikTok let me download them, of course. Okay, let's pick these 2 cards for Dr. Sunshine Fire. Alrighty. Okay, so the cards that I have for you, 10 of Wands, which again is career, and we have Temperance. Alright, so we have the Temperance card. The 10 of Wands talks about taking on way too much, right? Whether it's taking on too much work, whether it's taking on too much of other people's problems and troubles, to the point that when you go to bed at night, all you can think about is everybody else's problems, everybody else's troubles. And that can happen sometimes, especially if we have friends and family saying, I'm so worried about this, or I need help with that, can you help me with this? And then they go away because you've solved their problem, and you're sitting worrying about them. Oh, I hope they're okay. I hope she managed to resolve that issue. I hope that my advice helps, right? So a lot of times when we have sleepless nights, or our human brain just keeps ticking over and stops us from sleeping. It's usually other people's problems or other people's thing, or somebody's overburdened us with too much work, etc. And that can happen, right? Multitasking. If you're queen of multitasking, one thing I've learned over the years is multitasking gets things done in less time than quicker time, right? It takes me longer to do things when I multitask than it does to put individual tasks on a to-do list and go through each thing individually. When I put things on a to-do list and I do one thing, tick it off, go on to the next, tick it off, I get things done a lot quicker than trying to do 3 or 4 things all at once, right? And you might think, well, if I do 3 or 4 things all at once, I'll get them done quicker. You don't. You actually spend longer, because each thing that you're doing still takes that same amount of time if you were doing it individually, right? So you're still, even though you're doing 3 or 4 things at once, it's going to take the same amount of time, if not longer, because you're skipping between one and another and then going back to it and multitasking. Also, doing too much work, multitasking, taking on other people's problems and troubles can be a huge weight on your shoulder. And that in turn, later on, can lead to exhaustion, tiredness, fatigue, not being able to sleep, waking up more times than you sleep. It has such a huge effect on our mental, emotional and physical health. And we want to avoid that by all cost. So how can we do that? That's where the second card comes in. Temperance. Look within, right? You'll find all the answers within. Our bodies tell us when we are taking on too much. And the only time we can listen to our body is in silent contemplation, meditation. Just stilling the mind, grounding, and then deciding what is it that we need to release from all of the tasks that we've got on our shoulder. How can we halve that workload? Prioritizing tasks is one way. Cutting out unnecessary to-do things on our list can cut your to-do list in half. Not taking on so many of other people's problems and being selective at the ones that you help and the ones that you don't help can also cut that burden in half. Meditation, grounding, daily affirmations, taking walks in nature, having you time every day, whether it's just sitting meditating, whether it's listening to music, whether it's reading a book, taking the phone off the hook, just having time to breathe is so important. Not just for your state of mind, right? It's going to mean that you're going to be more positive minded. You're going to think clearly, and your health is going to improve as well. And you're not going to be so stressed all the time. So if you are queen of multitasking, see how you can half this load. Get half of this weight off your shoulder. What is it that you need to release? What is it that's not necessarily needing to go on your to-do list, bucket list? Whatever it is that doesn't need to be on there, drop it. Let it go. It can wait for another day. Make sure that every day you have you time. That is so important. I know I bang on about it in a lot of my readings, but I've been there, done it, worn the t-shirt. Multitasking, taking on huge load to try and avoid problems and stuff and to keep yourself busy. is not always a good thing. Most of the time it's a bad thing, because it might seem okay at the time, and a lot of people take on extra work so that they can avoid problems from the past. If I keep busy, I won't think about all the nasty things that have happened in the past. Thing is, those nasty things in the past are still there, whether you're keeping busy or not. Far better then to deal with the issues that you've got in the past. Make sure that you get them healed and deleted. That way you don't have to do extra work, you don't have to do extra burdens, able to try and get your mind off the things that are haunting you from the past. Grounding, meditation, any forms of healing can help with that as well. So I hope that has meaning for you. Sometimes we just need Spirit to let us know you're overburdening yourself and you need to just drop some of it and just breathe. Just take time to breathe. That's why on my reading schedule I decided Sunday was going to be my day off. It was a day that I didn't have to worry about coming on live and doing readings, and I could recharge my batteries for the next week. And that has actually helped massively. It also means that now that I'm taking on this course, which starts on Tuesday, Sunday can be my day that I can really get torn in about any study that I need to do, because I'm making that extra day as a study day or learning knowledge. I learn every day anyway. I'm always reading books, looking on Google, researching stuff, and learning new things. But taking that Sunday off means I can choose what I want to do on that day. That day I have no plans, no nothing. I don't have to worry about it. I can just turn off. And I can maybe study if I want to study. And if I don't want to study, I can just chill with my fiance and my birds, or do whatever we want to do. That is so important, and I can never emphasize self-care, self-love, and boosting your health whenever you can do that. Hello, Colette. Let's put Colette on the list. Welcome in. Okay, do we still have Jenny? So we've got Jenny, Lauren, Stacey Hibbard and Colette. If I've missed anybody, please let me know. Thank you for the likes. Let me just check my list, see who's still here and who's not. Okay, I think we've still got Jenny. I think Stacey's not here. But I will do Stacey's card for her because I know she watches. Yay, Jenny's still here. Jenny, what 2 cards would you like? Let's do one of each for Jenny. I love Jenny. She's like, whatever. Any you like. I'm not, but I love that. Love, carefree. It's like, yeah, just whatever comes to mind. Let's do one of each. Best of both worlds. But I will send you and Susan that link after my live. I think she's got limited places left. So I'll definitely send you the link after this live for that spiritual course that starts on Tuesday. I think once you've paid for the course, she'll give you a link to a Facebook page. It takes up to 70 hours for the admin of that group to enroll you in that group. That's why I wanted to send the link ASAP, because the class starts on Tuesday. But once you're in the group, all the class videos that she shares stays in that group. So you can replay the spiritual class videos on there, which I kind of like that idea. But I remember when I first paid for the course and I thought, why am I not getting into this group? And I messaged her and she says it takes 70 hours to process everybody getting into that group. I guess they've got to make sure that the payments come through and that they can verify that that person has paid before the admin can let them in the group. Because I dare say there'll be a lot of people that haven't paid for the course that do try and get in that group. It's a bit like my subscriber group on Facebook. You'd be surprised at how many non-subscribers try to get into my subscriber Facebook group. Which is why I set the questions to say, what is your TikTok name? If they can't give me their TikTok name, they don't get in the group. So I get this spiritual lady who's doing the course, why she says it can take, I think it took a day. It wasn't anywhere near 70 hours for me to get into that group. So, but I think she, just to cover herself, she does put a exclaimer on saying it can take up to 70 hours once you've paid for the course to get into that group. She just emails you the group link. But she does some amazing posts in there, like she keeps reminding you when her course starts, and then she keeps on saying, what is it that you want to learn? Whatever you want to learn, I'll bring into the course. I absolutely love that. And she is so interested in who you are and what level of spiritual development you are. She's absolutely amazing. So, and it's a 7-week course. She does the course over 7 weeks. And all the videos get kept onto her course Facebook group, which is what I love. It's a bit like my spiritual development Facebook group. So if anyone wants the link, her course is £27, which for 7-week course on everything to do with spiritual awareness, spiritual development, from mediumships to crystals to healing to astral travel to scrying, £27. You really can't beat that price. And I know that her places are limited, so I know Susan wants me to send the link, and so does Jenny, so I will send the link to you after this live. And of course, if anyone else wants the link, let me know and I can send you the link. I'm always learning new spiritual things. So I love spiritual development courses. The more I learn, the more I can teach others. That's the way I look at it. Thank you for the likes and the gifts, everyone. Okay. So, Jenny, adjustments are required is your moon card. And you've got the Page of Pentacles. I'm going to start with the Page of Pentacles, especially with the adjustments required. The Page of Pentacles is talking about changes in finances, right? It may be either a new job, it may be that because of recent price rises, the old budget system that you work on no longer applies. I certainly know mine doesn't. I noticed when inflation went up, my food bill went up. You know, I would get the same amount of monthly shopping that I would normally do, but it cost me £50 to £60 more. So a monthly shop that would normally cost me £150 is now over £200. So yeah, I notice a big difference in food prices. But it's not just food prices, right? Fuel costs, energy bills, all of that can accumulate and put new struggles onto your finances. So when you've been used to working on one kind of budget, and you know exactly what the money's coming in, money going out, money saved, etc. And we automatically have it stored up here, right? We don't need to write anything down. We know how much our gas and electric is. We know how much roughly our food is. We know how much other bills are, and we also knew how much we've got left at the end of it to treat ourselves or to save up for that rainy day item. But we become like the student again when governments put prices up and we have to make adjustments. This is where the adjustments, some adjustments are needing to be made, right? Because when prices and things go up, that can put a financial strain on yourself and your family. Extra money that you once had isn't so extra. And we still try and work it all up here. And it doesn't seem to work because we're working with an old budget. So what we need to do is go back to basics, and that's where the page comes in. We need to physically write down, okay, what money do I get in every month or week? You can do it as a monthly budget or a weekly budget or even a fortnightly budget, you decide. Some people get paid weekly, some people get monthly. So if it's monthly, do a monthly budget. If it's weekly or fortnightly, do a fortnightly or weekly budget. So you're going to have up to 4 columns. So you're going to divide your page into 4 columns. Your first column should be money coming in. So write down a total of all money coming in, whether it's pension, whether it's wages, whether it's extra money coming in, birthday money, etc. All the money that comes in for that month or week or fortnight. Put a total money coming in. In your second column, you're going to do money going out. What needs to go out of that money coming in? So that would be things like food, bills, energy bills, extra car bills, etc. Put all of that in the second column. The third column is leftover, money left over or spare money, right? So what you need to do then to get that third column is you need to deduct the money that's going out from the money that's going in. What's left is what is your leftover money. What money you have got spare, right? And then you go on to the fourth one. What if you're saving up for a holiday, or you want to put some money aside for a rainy day? From the third column that you've got money left over, you're going to half that. And you're going to say, okay, if I've got £100 left over after or £200 left over after I've paid all my bills, food, etc. In my third column, I'm going to put £50 in there. And I'm just going to save that £50 up. So every fortnight, there's an extra £50 goes in there. And an extra £50 goes in there. And you save it up. Right, that's your saving column. That means you can budget for that holiday, or you can budget for anything that goes wrong. For example, we all have it, right? We think we've sorted all our money out, and then the washing machine decides it's not just going to wash the clothes, it's going to wash the floor as well, and has a leak all over the place. Repair bills, right? And it always hits when money's at our worst. But if you had that fourth column where you were just saving for a rainy day, it's not such a big issue when the washing machine decides let's wash your floor, your skirting boards right up to your door. Let's give you a little flood. Because I'm not feeling very well and my seal's almost bust, so whatever. with that extra money, we're covered because we've decided to do that fourth column. So if things have been a little tight as far as the purse strings go, adjustments are needing to be made, because you may have been working with an old budget. I'm not sure if that makes sense or resonates with you, but that's what I'm picking up from your two cards tonight, is get the budget from up here, which is an old budget, get it down on paper and work with a new budget. Once you've memorized that new budget, then you can kind of delete the old one and put it up here, just like you did with the old budget, until the government changes prices again, and then you're back to square one. And a lot of people make that mistake. When prices or inflation prices go up, they don't adjust. They're still working on the old budget. It's like the human brain can't process the fact that prices aren't the same. They're still working on the old routines. They're still working on the old budgeting system. So I hope that that helps. Okay, let's see who else is on the list. Okay, do we still have Lauren? Lauren is next on our list. I don't know if she's still here. I think on my list I've got Dr. Sunshine Fire, Susan and Jenny. Jenny and Susan, who's on your list? Who can you see in the room? I can't see Lauren. Okay, yeah, I just see us three as well. Okay, I've still got... In fact, Colette was here as well. Is Colette still here? Because Colette came in and I did put her name on the list. Okay, do you know what? Let's do Lauren, Stacey and Colette. I'll do moon cards for them, just because they're not here. And I can only hope that the video will stay. So let's do 2 moon cards for Lauren, Stacey and Colette. Okay. I usually always just do moon cards if they're not here to pick the cards. So this one is for Lauren. So let's do Lauren's 2 cards. Okay. So Lauren, surrender to the divine. If hopefully Lauren gets to see this on YouTube. Surrender to the divine, and a new start is coming. Surrender to the divine, and a new start is coming. Surrender to the divine means letting go of the things that are blocking your path. The things that block our paths are negative thoughts, negative words, negative actions, either by ourselves or from others. Right? If we are allowing negative thoughts, words and actions into our lives, we are blocking our spiritual path. And when we block our spiritual path, we can find it really difficult to find our way forward. Right? It's almost like you can't see the wood from the trees. Right? Stress can block our third eye and crown chakra. It can also block other chakras. And we can't think clearly. When we're stressed, it affects our sleep. We sleep less, and we're more tired, and we're more lethargic. when we are tired, overtired all the time, and we just don't have enough energy, and we're continually tired all the time, this is your body telling you you're stressed, you need to let something go. So you need to dig deep, find out what it is that is still blocking your path. Is it something from the past that you're carrying on? Is it fear? Is it self-doubt? Is it other people bringing negativity to your door that you need to let go? Looking within to clear our path is surrendering to the divine. It's like, okay, if I need or want to connect and to see clearly the way ahead and to prepare for new things in the future, I need to let go of the old. If we don't take care of the old, we can't move forward. We're kind of stuck in that rut. And we find it very difficult to lift our mood. We find it very difficult to sleep. Our sleep pattern can be affected. Fighting kind of different addictions can have an effect on our sleep. People that try and stop smoking, or people that try and stop drinking. That's tough going, right? Because you're trying to kick an addiction. You're trying to kick a habit, and it's not easy to do that. And that can cause stress. So we need to heal from that. We need to find a way that we can get rid of those addictions, heal from those addictions to clear our way for new beginnings coming in. Because if we don't find that way, we don't find that happy medium, we're always going to be stressed. We're always going to be worrying. Same with hanging on to past trauma. If we don't release that trauma, we can't move forward because we're not letting go of the past. We're not letting go of the negativity, negative words, thoughts and actions from others or even within our own minds. So taking time to heal from that is surrendering to the divine, to accept your flaws as well as your good side, right? We're human. We all fall by the wayside. We all make mistakes in life. But that's not the end of the world, right? We can fix it. We can heal from it, and then we can move forward. Yay! Fantastic, Susan. Keep going. I know it's tough doing that, but keep going. Honestly, it does work in the end. So definitely surrendering all to the divine and saying, I am going to make myself better. I am going to eat healthier, etc. I know for myself in the past when I was stressed, I ate really bad stuff. I comfort ate a lot of times. My weight went up, my weight went down, etc. This year I've decided, it's all about healthy eating, getting back on track. So for me, I started today, and I'm going to incorporate that into my spiritual healthy living. I started back on my green tea supplement today. I had taken a little break from it, and I noticed my energy levels weren't as high as they were before. And green tea gives me so much energy, but it also gives me clarity as well. So I'm back on my healthy kick. I'm back on my collagen, natural collagen, my green tea, because that helps with my allergies, especially with spring coming in. Green tea wards off allergies, etc. So I will be sharing all the new things that I'm doing for healthy eating, etc. Clearing my obstacles, especially as I'm doing the spiritual class. I'm thinking, do you know what is I've got a wedding dress to think of for later on in this year. And even though my weight is not too bad, I'm not overweight, etc. But I could be doing with losing a couple of pounds here and there. So I set myself goals. Trying to get back on my green tea, trying to get back to walk in the woods, trying to get back to doing more meditation, even though I do meditate. And just basically getting back to grounding myself, offloading any negativity that I no longer need. And that's what we should all be doing, to surrender to the divine, to release what we don't need. So Lauren's second card, once we release everything that you need to release and you let it go, the way is clear. New moon, new beginnings, right? So once we are de-stressed and we are healed from within, inside out, and we've released negative people, words and actions from our lives, and we're now thinking more positive, more clearly, then we allow new beginnings to take place. Right? We manifest things that we couldn't do before. We bring luck, positivity, love, and universal light into our lives, and we change our lives for the better. So to get these new beginnings, there is some healing needing to be done, Lauren. So I hope Lauren gets to see that. Isn't he just? He's actually listening. I think it's because it's a quieter, he likes his mummy's voice, don't you? You're just so settled. Just watching everything that's going on. He's my little spiritual helper. Okay, so we've done Lauren, Stacey, Hibbard and Colette next. I think Stacey's still away, but let me just check. Let me check my list. I think Stacey's still away. Yep, she still is. So let's do 2 moon cards for Stacey. Okay. And of course we have the full moon tomorrow. So I will be putting all my crystals out in the full moon. Love a full moon. I need to make some more moon water actually. So I need to get my empty wine bottles, get them filled up so that I can make some more moon water. Moon water is going to be so beneficial for my new health kick for this year. Last year we had so much stress with we have our stalking neighbour. He is terrible. So our sleep pattern probably wasn't the best for myself and my fiance. Don't get me wrong, we still have the stalking neighbour, but we are taking steps this year to rectify that and put him firmly in his place. Because he has been a thorn in our side for 2 years. So we decided no more. This year is going to be deleting the negative. So we're not as, I'm not as stressed as I was maybe this time last year. I'm more focused. So it makes sense for me to do these extra spiritual courses, to learn more, to connect more. And then I'm in a better place to deal with stalking neighbours as well. So it's all good as far as that goes. So I'm super excited to getting back to a healthier me. But for anyone that struggles with sleep, or they're just so tired all of the time, I'm a night owl. My fiance's a night owl. Bedtime for us is 6 a.m. And we normally get up about 12 in the afternoon. But we are literally night owls. We don't need a lot of sleep, but we are up with the moon. And I think it's just a witchy, spiritual thing. A lot of spiritual people are awake more at night than they are during the day. Yep, it is Mystic Moonwater. He is a handsome boy. Well, sometimes when Leo sleeps, he puts his head round to the back of his shoulder. So if he's looking forward, are you asleep? No, I didn't think you were. You were just paying attention, aren't you? You paying attention? Yes. Hello. Hello. Do you want a cuddle? You want a cuddle? Yes, you're a good boy tonight, aren't you? You're having a wee cuddle. Leo's having a wee cuddle time. He's such an affectionate bird. He would sit there all day and let you cuddle him. He loves getting his little tickles. Okay, Stacey, who are we doing? Stacey Hibbard, aren't we? Yep, Stacey Hibbard. So Stacey, 2 moon cards. Luck is on your side. And you've also got a win-win outcome is forecast. So I feel with this card, a win-win outcome is forecast. I feel you've got your fingers in a few pies. You're keeping your options open as far as finances and abundance go, right? Whereas maybe before you put all your eggs into one basket and you just hope for the best with that one basket. It's like now I can see where else I can make a little extra abundance, make a little extra money, make a little bit extra finances. So I feel you've been kind of looking at your options. Where can I earn a little extra money? What can I do that's going to bring a little extra income without making me overly tired, right? And I find that whatever it is that you've searched for and you have found, it's going to work. Yes, it's going to take time. Any new ventures do take time. But this one is saying, overall, if you stick with it, and you're passionate about what things that you have decided to take on, then there's no space or no place for failure in it, right? A lot of times I ask myself, why is it that all my readings are normally accurate? Because I trust my guides. I trust the information that's coming in. I don't second guess it. I'm passionate about it. I've been passionate about spiritual readings all my life. Just because Spirit have always been there when nobody else has been there for me. Spirit have always been there, and that's never forgotten. So I've always made sure I've kept that connection open with Spirit, and I trust them unapologetically. I trust the information that I get from Spirit unconditionally, because they have unconditional trust and love in me. I have that unconditional trust and faith in them as well. And it's the same with whatever calls us. Reading and healing called me, so I did extra reading. If I find new courses, I find that I didn't find the course found me at the time that I needed it. They say if you need a teacher, one will appear. If you need a doctor, you'll find one. If you need a solution to a problem, you'll find it if you seek, right? A lot of people that may have tried 1,001 mediums before they actually find me on TikTok often come and say, I wish I'd found you 6 months ago, instead of going through 50 possible fake mediums. And that's the way the universe works. If you're passionate about it and you believe in your gifts and you believe in the Spirit that give you the information, you have no qualms. You trust the information 1000% and you go with it. If you're called to do a project, you trust it, that is the right thing to do. And I feel that you've looked at all different options and you've went with your gut feeling on it. And this is where it's saying, because you've done that, because you've taken your time, you've looked at the small print, you've looked at the options, what could possibly go wrong, is this the right thing for you to do at this time, etc. You've not rushed into it, you've gave it a lot of thought, and you've chosen the things that appeal to you. Because you've done that, luck is on your side. All the things that you are now working towards, it's a win-win situation, and luck is on your side, right? You're going to achieve whatever goals that you have set for yourself because you believe in them. If we started a new job or a new career and we didn't believe that we had the ability to do that, we would never be successful at it. When I joined TikTok, if I came on TikTok and I did not believe in my gifts, I would never get off the starting grid as far as my readings go. But I do believe in my gifts. And I know Rio does. But, you know, I would never have 8,000 followers if I didn't believe in my gifts. I would never have subscribers if I didn't believe in my gifts. So when you put your heart and soul into something and you work towards it because it's in your heart and soul to do it, it's a win-win situation, and luck will always be on your side. You will always bring in abundance. You will always bring in success. It's only when you doubt yourself and doubt your self-worth, that's when things go so badly wrong. Yeah, Mystic, Moon Water. I love Mystic. Like, do you know what? I love Moon Water. Absolutely love Moon Water. And, you know, you can use it for so many things. Right? I use it to clean negative energies away from something. If I feel somebody's touched something in our home and I pick it up and I just feel that that's a negative thing, I give it a little wipe down with Moon Water. If I'm feeling lethargic, a glass of cold Moon Water really does boost your energy. And it's really, really good. You can also use a little bit of Moon Water, just dipping your finger in Moon Water and just rinsing your third eye with Moon Water can clear it. There is so many uses for Moon Water. When I'm working with my altar, which I don't know if you can see it behind Rio's cage. No, that's the table. It must be this side. Yeah, my altar is right at the back, just over here. Let me see if I can get my finger. Just over here is my altar with my besom behind Rio. And I have a little chalice on there, and I fill that with Moon Water when I'm doing my spells, or if I'm setting my intentions, or if I'm opening circles. My little chalice has always got Moon Water in it. Okay, so I'm going to do Colette next. And I'm just going to check my list. I keep checking my list every time I go to do another card, just in case somebody has popped in when I haven't looked. Or when I haven't been looking, should I say. Because I would hate to miss any. No, according to my list, we've got Dr. Sunshine Fire and Jenny. I don't know if Susan's fell asleep or whether Susan's still here, but I've just got Dr. Sunshine Fire and Jenny on my list. So I think if anybody else is watching, please let me know. Because I would hate to miss out anybody that I have missed. Okay, I'm going to pick 2 cards for Colette. And then if we don't have anyone else joining us, we can then have an early finish to tonight's readings. Sunday nights is Saturday night. Why do I keep thinking it's Sunday? That's twice tonight I've thought it was Sunday. Spirit are obviously a day ahead of me because they're saying Sunday. It's only Saturday. Sunday is my day off. I wouldn't be live on a Sunday. Okay. Let's shuffle these cards for Colette. And hopefully Colette, Stacey, and who else was it? Lauren will get to see their cards on my playback if TikTok lets me download this video. As I said, TikTok has been very predictable as to whether the downloads work or not. So I'm keeping fingers and toes crossed that it does. Okay. So let's do Colette's. I can't believe how quiet Rio is. I think he's just heard he's heard my partner walking in the hall and he's like, who's walking around? He hears everything. He's got ears like a bat. Rio hears everything, especially if somebody's going into the kitchen. It's like, ooh, somebody's going in the kitchen. There is food a-brewing somewhere. Okay. So let's do Colette's 2 cards. So Colette, if you get to see this on the playback, a time for healing. Definitely a lot of healing going on, and it's probably to do with with the full moon tomorrow. And take time to breathe out. Both cards go hand in hand together. So I feel that this may be a stressful time for you, Colette. You may be needing to heal from something from the past. So when it says a time for healing, one or more of your chakras may be blocked. And you may need to pay attention to what your body and mind and soul are telling you. All right? So if, for example, you find it really, really difficult to focus, or you find it difficult to remember something, or you feel that you're stressed about something, and every day is a stressful day, chances are your root or solar plexus chakras are maybe blocked, right? Or even your sacral, right? We hold stress in our root and sacral chakras, but it can also travel up to the solar plexus as well. When all 3 chakras are blocked, stress can then take place. We lack sleep. We worry about things. 9 out of 10 times it's things that we really don't need to worry about. Things that will automatically resolve themselves. But some people are born warriors. And I feel that you are one of these world's born warriors, right? You can easily worry about the smallest and the littlest of things. My advice on that one is, why worry about something that hasn't even happened yet? Right? Often we worry about, what if this happens? What if that happens? But what if it doesn't happen? Right? Worrying is a negative emotion. And it's going to cause us blocked chakras. So if we find ourselves worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet, and it might never happen, then we're blocking our chakras. Whereas if we just live in the moment and deal with whatever comes to us in that moment, right? Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen anyway. So what's the point in worrying about it before it even happens, right? Living in the moment, releasing what has passed. What's past can't be changed. It can't be undone, right? But we can forgive the past hurt from other people, freeing us from their hurt and control. We can let them go. We can release negative people. Thank you. You can calm down. Your daddy is not coming in with food. Calm down. Thank you. We can release negative energy. We can release negative people from our lives. We can let go of what no longer is needing us or serves our purpose. Because in letting go, we start the healing process. But if we can't let go, we're never going to heal. We're always going to carry that burden further and further into the future with us, and it's going to continually weigh us down. It's like holding that pebble in your hand. That pebble in your hand may be very light to begin with, but walk 10 miles down the road with that pebble then starts to feel like a brick because you're carrying that load for a long time. It's time to drop that brick, and it's trying to walk ahead, leave the brick behind. So this is what this card is saying. Time for healing. Not necessarily healing as in sickness, but healing as stress. Healing away negative thoughts, negative words, negative actions, either from ourselves or from others. Replacing them with positive thoughts, words and actions. And releasing negative people out of our lives goes a huge, huge way into unblocking our chakras and making things a lot clearer for us. But as well as that, take time to breathe out. Right? Sit in silent contemplation. Take time every day just to meditate, to focus, to listen in silence to our within, to our soul. Right? Just to close your eyes, taking in a deep breath, filling your lungs and your diaphragm with air, and then blowing out, pulling in the tummy and the diaphragm, releasing all that carbon monoxide. Just take time to do that, even just for 5 minutes every day, just breathing in, breathing out, and just focusing on nothing else but the breath. Doing that can relax mind, body and spirit. And then what you find, when you do it often enough, every time you feel you're starting to get stressed, you automatically go into that. How many times when we were younger, and we were getting angry or we were getting upset, and your mum would turn around and say, stop, breathe, count to 10. You know, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she would stop you and she would say, no, count slowly to 10. Slow things down. Breathe in, breathe out. Right? So it's like 1, 2, 3, right? By the time you've got to 10, you've probably calmed down a little bit because you're focusing on the counting, but you're focusing on slow, even counting. It's the same with breathing. A lot of times people don't breathe the right way. We shallow breathe. Right, when we bring breath in, the breath is only getting to here. So we just kind of like short breath in, short breath out, right? And sometimes we're taking breath in and out from the nose, and keeping our mouth closed. Right, so that's shallow breathing, right? And when you're shallow breathing, you're not getting the maximum amount of oxygen through your body. And there's a chance that your body is probably pulling in more carbon monoxide than it is pulling in oxygen. So the right way to learn to get away from the shallow breathing is we're given our nose and our mouth, not just for eating, but for breathing, right? We should have an in for oxygen and an out for carbon monoxide. And we should slow down our breathing. So the correct way to breathe is if you imagine this is your rib cage and your stomach. Place your hand lightly on your rib cage and stomach. And as you take a deep breath in from the nose, your hand should be going out the way with your tummy. You're pulling that breath all the way down. You're focusing on the breath and where that breath is going. And you need to keep breathing in through the nose until that breath goes way down into your lungs and your diaphragm, and it expands it like a balloon. So the hand is flat, and as you breathe in, the tummy comes out, filling the air, the tummy and the lungs with air. It's not just stopping here. So you would maybe do that for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, with your out breath, again, make sure your hand's still on your expanded tummy. With your out breath, you need to pull in your tummy and slowly breathe out through the mouth. Almost like when you're deflating and inflating a balloon. When you're blowing a balloon up, you're blowing the air into that balloon until the balloon is as big as you want it, right? That balloon is filled with air, right? Or, for example, maybe an inflatable a child's armband, right, for swimming, right? Or a rubber ring. When you blow air into that rubber ring, do you just a couple of puffs and it's done? Of course not, right? It's usually lots of air till the whole thing is inflated, and then we put the cap on it. And then when we want to deflate it, we take the cap out and we gently press all that air out through the vent that you blew the air in. Our bodies is the same, right? We fill our lungs and diaphragm with oxygen from the nose. And then we're pulling in our tummy and our rib cage. And as we let that breath come out, by the time all that breath is left, you should have a really flat tummy until your next breath in, and then you inflate it again. That's the proper way that human beings should breathe, and many of us don't. So we're not getting full amount of oxygen. And we're certainly not releasing as much carbon monoxide as we should be releasing. Yeah, and yeah, I can do that. Yeah, box breathing's very similar. You're bringing in maximum air into the body, and you're releasing maximum carbon monoxide out through the mouth. Re-mentorship, it depends on what path you are following. I've just opened up my Facebook spiritual development class, Facebook group, and it's free to anyone. In that group, I'll be teaching how to breathe, things like meditation, spiritual development, etc. I also told Susan and Jenny about this medium that's doing a 7-week course, which I've enrolled in, even though I know a lot about mediumship just because that's my life's purpose. I'm forever wanting to bring more knowledge to the table. And she's doing a course which starts on Tuesday, and I think it's like £27 in UK. I'm not sure what that is in dollars. And it starts this Tuesday. So if anyone wants a link to her 7-week course, they're more than welcome to ask me for the link. I can get the link, find the link and save it for you. Once you've enrolled in that course, i.e. once you've paid your £27, she gives you a link into her Facebook teaching group, and all her coursework will be in that group over the next 7 weeks. It's only a 7-week course, so to me, I think we should always develop our skills that way. But what I learn from that course and what I already know, I will be bringing into the Mystic Witch Spiritual Natural Health and Beauty Facebook group anyway, because not everybody can afford a course, and I want to give as many people as I can that needs a spiritual mentor free mentoring, and the way I can do that is in my Facebook group. That just started last Wednesday. The end of February, I'm going to be reopening my Witches Coven. There will be strict guidelines for people joining that coven. But again, it's as an elder crone, it's me mentoring new witches or existing witches that want to, they maybe follow Wicca and they want to go back into more traditional witchcraft. So that's the two free things that I do personally to help mentor. I've always been told when I was younger I was going to teach, and I never, when I was younger I thought, who am I going to teach? And yeah, I've been really, really called over the last few months, towards the end of last year. Spirit have been showing me I need to open 2 separate Facebook groups, and I need to offer free mentoring. There's so many people. One of my friends does mentoring, and she's like £90 or something for a to be part of her mentoring. Not everybody has £90 that they can spend on mentoring, and I get that. So I want to, the way I see it, the more people that can connect on a spiritual level, the better Mother Earth will be, right? And if that means myself as a starseed bringing mentoring, free mentoring to those that really want to develop their spiritual skills, then those 2 groups are free for anyone, right? I don't freely and openly and publicly advertise those 2 new groups, especially my Witches Coven. I kind of keep that word of mouth. Just because I had my Witches Coven group years ago, and we had people joining the Witches Coven not to learn witchcraft, but their main purpose of joining was, we can learn from an elder crone how to do curses and spells and how to control others with curses and spells. Little did they know, as an elder crone, I sussed them out very, very quickly, because I don't start my Witches Coven with curses and spells for that very reason. I do right from the beginning grounding, meditation, self-healing, how to connect to spirit guides, etc. And then what I found was the fake ones that wanted that power, they seen it as power, were the ones that every week, when are we going to get to the juicy bits? When are we going to get to the spells? When are we going to get to the cursing? When are we going to get to... And it was constant. And my end reply was, if all you are joining this coven for is to hex and curse somebody, then you don't belong in the coven. Right? Yes, I can curse. Yes, I can do hexes and spells. I choose not to, because cursing and hexes and negative spells come with really, really high price tag. If you don't know what you're doing with curses, hexes and spells, and you just go into it blindfolded and willy-nilly, and you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it's going to come back and haunt you. It's going to come back and bite you in the backside, literally, because you're opening doors to realms and things that you really, really don't want to be dabbling into. So a wise crone or a wise elder crone is very selective about who they let in the coven. So if you're serious about the witch's path, the coven will be opening at the end of this month. If it's more a spiritual path where you can do things at your own rate and you don't really want to any of the craft aspect of it, and you just want spiritual mentoring, then the Mystic Witch Spiritual Natural Health and Beauty group would be the mentoring course for you. But of course, I might not be everybody's mentor, and that's okay too. For those that don't want me as a mentor, I have a very good friend, Olga.Nathan on TikTok. She does do spiritual mentoring. She's a bit like myself. She's more like a starseed and witch as well. And she does mentoring. I think her rates are something like £80 or 80 odd pounds for the mentoring courses that she does. You will know the right mentor if it feels right for you. Hello, Isa. Do you know, that's exactly what witchcraft is all about. A lot of people confuse witchcraft with curses, hexes, etc. It's not. Yes, we have the knowledge to do all of that. But in the witches' world, we are all about healing. We are all about using nature, working within nature. A lot of witches are drawn to arts and crafts. I love painting. I love drawing. I love music. I love walking out in storms. You know, if there's a rainstorm or a thunderstorm and everybody else is running for shelter, I'm out there with just a t-shirt, etc. in the summer, and I'm dancing in the rain, I'm dancing in the storm. I love working with crystals, so I make a lot of crystal jewellery. If I see something beautiful, I want to paint it or I want to draw it, right? So I'm connecting with nature, connecting with all that is, and I'm developing things for the highest good of Mother Earth and Father Sky. That's what the true witchcraft is all about. And a lot of people get witchcraft mixed up with hexes and curses and, you know, Mrs. Grotbags with a green face, etc. Witchcraft is nothing like that at all. Witchcraft is a spiritual path that connects to nature and all is. And we work with the seasons. We work with the moon cycles. We work with spring, summer, autumn. Our Halloween is Samhain. Samhain is when the veil thins from between our world and spirit realm, and spirit can freely walk on the earth for during that time of Samhain. And then after Samhain, the veil thickens and our two worlds are divided again. So it's spiritual beliefs, but working for a higher goal. So my coven is all about working with earth energy, moon energy, opening your circle, bringing peace and harmony, sending healing out to the world and to the earth, expressing yourself through music, through painting, through arts, whatever crafts that you feel that you want to express. Whereas the spiritual development class covers basic things such as connecting to spirit, using cards, dowsers, grounding, meditation, all of that. And it doesn't have the magical elements in it. So that's the difference between my two. A lot of people say, well, I don't know if it's a witch's path or not, because I don't know about curses or hexes. I very rarely teach curses or hexes at the beginning of my coven. It's usually the very, very last thing, because one, curses and hexes I'd rather not use. I'd rather just work with the elements and peace, etc. Art, music, chants, meditation, just come into one. So that's the difference between my two classes. So if any of that does interest anyone, I already have the Mystic Witch Spiritual, Natural Health and Beauty development group on my website, and anyone's free to join that. And then when I open my coven, it will be word of mouth. I will announce in my subscriber only group about the coven, just because it covers a lot of spiritual stuff, working with nature, etc., etc., with a little bit of magic, earth magic and moon magic put in for good measure. So I hope that works. Isa, would you like a card? Let me just see who else we have got in that I've maybe missed. I don't know where all my pens disappear. Honestly, I put a pen somewhere and Spirit moves it. Do we still have Isa? Is Isa still with us? Yeah, I think it's just you as well. Yep, I think it's just the two of us. I think everybody else has fallen asleep. I think everyone else has fallen asleep. Do you know what? Let's just do Isa's, 2 moon cards for Isa's. We've done everybody else. Let's do 2 moon cards for Isa, just because she did pop in. Isa's on my friends list anyway, on Facebook. So she will, I'll message her later to let her know she's got 2 moon cards. I think people just pop in on a Saturday and then pop out again. Which is okay, providing TikTok download this. I just hope TikTok does, honestly. It does my head in sometimes. Technology. Honestly, it took me all day, pretty much all day, to try and download last night's video. And I was determined I wasn't going to give in. And I stuck with it. And eventually got it downloaded. And then once it was downloaded, I thought, I hope YouTube upload the whole thing. Because the last time I uploaded a 4-hour video, which I downloaded from TikTok, onto my YouTube, YouTube only uploaded half of it. So a 4-hour video was crunched down to 2 hours. And a lot of people that had readings on there can't get their readings because it only uploaded 2 hours out of a 4-hour video. So it's very frustrating, but hopefully it's just a YouTube and TikTok glitch, and we can download this onto the Mystic Witch YouTube channel for our subscribers. Alright, let's do Isa. 2 moon cards for Isa. Yay! There's Isa. Isa, I've just picked 2 moon cards for you. It is glitchy and it does my head in sometimes, especially when you're trying to upload stuff. Okay, Isa's 2 moon cards. The energy is gaining momentum and a win-win situation, a win-win outcome is forecast. I absolutely love these 2 cards, especially towards the new moon. It's a new moon tomorrow. I'm excited. I get overexcited on a new moon. I work with the moon cycles, so I get really, really excited on a moon cycle because you can feel the energy building. So I feel that maybe you are connected also with the energies of the moon, and you seem to just like, it's almost like you get this boost of energy when it's a full moon, and it's like you're wide awake and it's like, oof, kind of. And if it's a super moon, oh my God, I'm literally wired to the moon on a super moon. I don't know if anybody else gets that. Yes, Isa is here. So we got the 2 moon cards. I'm glad I was drawn to these 2 moon cards when you disappeared. I thought I'm just going to pick 2 moon cards for Isa. So the moon energy is gaining momentum, and a win-win outcome is forecast. This is a prime time for manifesting the things that you want, right? I've already got my manifestation list going. I've got big things or big plans planned. I'm wanting to do stand-up mediumship. I wanted to do this course that I'm starting on Tuesday. Jenny and Susan are so interested in joining the course. I'm going to send her the course link. It's not my course, it's another medium called, I think her name's Anne. But she is a world-renowned medium, and she's offered this course at a discount price of £27, which is a 7-week course, and it covers all things spiritual. And I thought, you know what? I'm always learning new things on the spiritual path. And for £27, I can't go wrong. So that was on my to-do list. I've now got that scheduled every Tuesday now, because it starts this Tuesday in her group. And what I like is she does all the teaching in her private Facebook group for her, which is just her students. That means the videos are saved to the group, which means I can go back to those videos anytime that I want, and I can tap into the knowledge and learn extra knowledge. That extra knowledge I can add to my already existing knowledge and put to my coven, which is going to be open up the end of this month. But I can also put aspects of it into my spiritual development group, which is already open now. So I've got all of that planned, and that's what I'm manifesting this full moon. So whatever dreams, plans or goals that you've got, now is the ideal time to get them written down. Make a little plan, step-by-step plan, right? What I tend to do is I put my to-do list on a full moon on a piece of paper. And then I either take black obsidian crystal or a selenite crystal or a clear quartz crystal, whichever I'm drawn to put on. I put it onto that piece of paper and I put it on my altar. And on the full moon, I'll light a candle, I'll open my circle, and I'll say, this is the thing, or these are the things that I'm manifesting. And then I will do a manifestation ritual to manifest the things that I want during that full moon. You don't have to do the altar rituals. You can simply set your affirmations, you can set your intentions, and you can just write it down, and then you can just ask the universe for it. Then visualize you getting it. Feel how happy you feel actually having that dream come true, because you need to manifest it. You need to believe you've already got it, right? You've got to imagine. Our human imagination is powerful. So we've got to imagine we've already got it. So if it's that dream job you're looking for, you've got to really, really focus on your imagination. You've got that letter, you've got the job. I can see myself walking in the door. I can see my manager or my bosses welcoming me, and me meeting all my new colleagues, and me, that excitement, as well as that bit of nervousness starting the new job. And you hold that vision and you hold that feeling, that will manifest what you need. It's the same with if you're short of finances. Every time you take a shower, visualize every drop of water that washes over you as pound notes. And then tell yourself, money freely comes to me. I am abundant. The universe has blessed me with abundance, right? The same as if you're wanting good luck. Good luck freely comes to me. Positivity freely comes to me. Whatever it is you want to manifest it. See it in your mind's eye. Use your imagination to bring what you need. So definitely a time for bringing what you need, Isa. Right? It's a full moon tomorrow. Let's make the most of it. Let's get the moon water flowing. Instead of getting the wine flowing, let's get the moon water flowing. Let's get our crystals out under the full moon. Get them supercharged. Set our intentions. Manifest the things that we want. Daily affirmations. Healthy eating, healthy mindset. You know what they say, we are what we eat. Put in junk, we get junk out, right? Put in healthy, we get healthy out. So there's lots of things that I've already got on my manifestation list, and they're ready to go. My crystals are ready to go out in the full moon tomorrow. So, or should I say, later on today, because we are just past midnight. So if anyone's interested in either the Witches Coven, which will be opening at the end of the month, or they want to join my spiritual class on Facebook, or they want to join me with the spiritual development class that I've just enrolled in on Facebook, I can send you the link. You can check out the details for yourself and see if it's the right course for you. I know the last time I seen her advertising the course, she was saying that it's proven more popular than she reckoned, and there are limited spaces available. So I know Jenny and Susan want the link, so I will send Jenny and Susan the link for that course that I'm already in the course group. It does take up to 70 hours by the time you've paid for the course and click join on the course Facebook page for the admin to approve it, because they're getting so many people wanting to join that course. They've put a disclaimer saying, please be patient. It takes 70 hours, up to 70 hours. Me, it took 24 hours. I joined the course. I joined the Facebook group with my name and login, sort of with an email address. It gives them time to check the email address and the email address and your name goes hand in hand with the payment that you've put through. So for me, it was only 24 hours. But they do just put that disclaimer in saying it can take up to 60 hours. So I will send Susan and Jenny. I know Susan and Jenny want the link because they're interested in joining that course. My course is on the Facebook group. The Mystic Witch Spiritual Natural Health and Beauty course is free. My Witch's Coven will also be free. The Witch's Coven will have slightly more stricter rules than the spiritual one, just because I'm sharing a lot of sacred knowledge from ancient ancestors, etc. So you need to be careful with who you're sharing that information with. But if it's just spiritual development that you're looking for, then yeah, the Mystic Witch Spiritual Natural Health and Beauty group is a group to be in. And everything that I learn in this other group which starts on Tuesday, I will be sharing over onto the Spiritual Natural Health and Beauty group anyway, because the knowledge that I gain, I share with yous. Hello, Ania, and how are you? Moon water is so easy to do. What I tend to do is you can use a glass bottle if you choose, like a wine bottle, or you can use a jug. Normally on cold weather, what I tend to do is I maybe put it in like a large jug, and I put cling film over the top to stop the night insects getting into the water. And I fill the jug with natural spring water rather than tap water, because the purer the better, the way I look at it. But you can just fill it with tap water because the moon energizes it anyway. If you want it supercharged moon water, you can put a clear quartz crystal in the water before you put the cling film on. The moon and the crystal will supercharge that water. From there, if it's in a jug, from there, when you bring the water in the morning, just take the cling film off and you can pour it into a container or whatever and keep that water for when you need it. If it freezes over, it's no big deal. It's still going to charge anyway. Just bring the water in and let it defrost. All right? It doesn't matter. It's still the moon water. It's still, whether it's water, whether that water's turned to ice, the moon will still charge it in the winter months. I still make moon water in the winter. And if there's a little bit of ice or it's frozen over, it's no big deal. The moon has still charged it, but I just bring it in, let it defrost, and then bottle it or jar it, whatever you want, however you want to store it. Okay, Anissa, would you like 2 cards? I'm just seeing if we've got anybody else that's just joined us. No, Anissa's just joined. Okay, Anissa, we've got Moon cards and Old Faithful. What 2 cards would you like? 2 Moon, 2 Old Faithfuls, or 1 of each? One of each. Let's go with 1 of each. I was saying to Dr. Sunshine Fire and Jenny and stuff, I'm just hoping that this will download to TikTok and YouTube. Last Saturday's one, just it didn't matter what I tried, TikTok would not download it. So it didn't get onto YouTube, which was a bummer because it was our prize draw week last week. So hopefully this week it will save so that everyone can go to the Mystic Witch YouTube channel and re-watch this live over again. We can live in hope. Alrighty, so let's pick one of each for Anissa. Okay, shuffle these cards. Lovely to see everyone. Okay, it's a much more informal live, this one, because it's just subscribers. It's only visible to my subscribers on TikTok. Okay. So let's give these a good shuffle. Okay, your Old Faithful, 7 of Wands, all right, which is all about career, right, building a career. And your Moon card, believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. And especially as we have the full moon tomorrow. So the 7 of Wands, I feel you've got so many plans for manifesting goals and dreams, right? And those plans might be career-based or hobby or project-based. And I feel you've already maybe started working on your own dreams and your own goals, etc. But there may be a little bit of self-doubt creeps in. It's like, I'm putting in all this work. Am I doing this for nothing? Am I wasting my time doing this? What if I fail? There's a lot of what ifs. Yes, it's in your heart to do this. Yes, it's in your heart to make these future dreams and goals manifest into reality. But you're also I feel you're also a bit of a worrier. And it's kind of like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. Am I doing the right thing? It's almost like you self-doubt yourself in a lot of areas. And that self-doubt, if you allow it, can put blockages in your way of being successful. When we doubt ourselves, we put those blockages in place. What we believe or don't believe, we achieve or don't achieve. It's a bit like, if you believe in fairies, you will see fairies. If you don't, you'll never see a fairy. It's the same thing. If you don't believe in your ability to get the job done because it's in your heart to do, you'll never achieve it. Because you need 1000% belief in yourself. You need to believe that if it's in your heart to do this, and it's something that just keeps niggling away at you and niggling away, you know you're on the right path. Trust it. Trust your intuition. Trust your guides. Trust your feminine intuition, right? All females are connected to the goddess, right? We have that goddess energy. It's called a woman's natural intuition. Every woman on this planet has it. Not every woman chooses to use it. A lot of women self-doubt it. But it is something, it is a goddess energy that is in every woman on this earth. And when we have that goddess energy, we instinctively know if something feels right to do or something doesn't feel right to do. And if it feels wrong, we walk away from it. But if it feels right, we put 1000% effort into it. And this is where your second card comes into play. Stop doubting yourself and start believing in the impossible. There is nothing on this earth that is impossible to do. Right? Where there's a will, there's a way. If it's in your heart to do, you'll do it. You will find a way to do it, and you will be successful because it's in your heart and soul. Right? Take the M out of possible, and you've got possible. It's the same when I have disabled people come to me and say, how do you manage to do your readings? How do you manage to do what you do even though you've got a disablement? I say, I take the dis out of disabled, and I'm left with abled. I don't recognise the dis in disabled, but I do recognise the able. I'm more than able to manifest what I want to do. I'm more than able to work hard at what I want to achieve. I'm more than able to reach every dream and goal that I set for myself. I'm more than able of being the best version that I am. And I don't need anyone's approval to do it. I'm more than able to give love as well as receive it. I'm more than able to see where I want to be, see my dreams, see my goals, and make it happen. The only obstacle in my way is me. So there is no disabled, there is only abled. There is no impossible, there is only possible. It's only disabled or impossible if you choose to put the obstacles in your way. But if you choose to eliminate all obstacles, eliminate self-doubt, and add in self-worth, self-respect, and self-belief, and unconditional self-love, there is absolutely no reason on this earth that you cannot achieve any dreams and goals regarding career, projects, or hobbies, or anything that you put your mind to, right? A lot of people come to me and say, I can't do that. A lot of people say, I'm blind, I can't do that. I'm blind. I do it, but I do it a different way. But I still do it. I think out of the box. And if it's in my heart to do, I will find a way to do it. And every one of us can do that. Every one of us can achieve the impossible. But only if we believe in it, and only if we believe in ourselves. So this card is asking you to stop. These cards are asking you to stop doubting yourself, to stop putting those obstacles in your way. Clear the obstacles. Replace them with positivity. Replace them with I can and I will do rather than I can't and I won't do. Replace them with I'm going to achieve all of this and more. Instead of saying, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? Believe in the impossible and you will get there. There are so many opportunities out there waiting for you. It's in your heart already to do. What's stopping you? The only obstacle stopping you is you. Right? Nobody else's opinion matters. It's not their life, it's yours. So go ahead with whatever it is that you have planned for the future. And go forward in confidence. Remember, you don't need anybody's approval to follow your dreams and goals. You only need your own approval. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's see if anybody else has joined us, and if not, we can bring the live to a close. Oops, I don't know what's happened there. Let me have a look. Okay, I think there's just me, Dr. Sunshine Fire, and Anisha. So, I'm just going to take this opportunity to have an slightly early Is that true? What, the believe in the impossible? Yes. Believe in the impossible and you can do it. It's very much true. There's a lot of things that I thought at one time in my life that I couldn't do. And it wasn't that I didn't believe in myself, it was because other people did not believe in me. And other people told me I could not do. Doctors told me I could not have children of my own. I proved them wrong. And I have a son and a daughter. Doctors told me I would never have a worthy job. Here I am doing readings for myself. Doctors told me I would never meet anybody and get married because who would want a blind woman, right? And I may have to face the fact that I'm going to be on my own, childless and husband. I proved them all wrong. I just find a different way of doing things. And my autistic son often gets told he can't do this because he has autism. I'm the first one to say, yes, you can. Let's just find a different way of you doing it. And he does. He finds a different way for him to do it. Might not be the subnormal way that everybody else does it because everybody else has normal abilities. He has a disability. I have a disability. But I never want him to feel that he is disabled. I want him to know that he is able to do anything that he puts his mind to it. It's mind over matter. If there's a will, there is always a way. Look at people who have no hands or no feet. They make the most beautiful painters. How do they do it with no hands and feet? They have a mouth. They have teeth that can grasp a paintbrush. They have eyes to see. They still paint masterpieces with their mouth. They simply put the paintbrush in their mouth and they can paint the most beautiful masterpieces. Right? A normal sighted or a normal person with no disabilities can use their hands or whatever to paint. People with no limbs or no hands or fingers are limited, but it's not impossible. They just find a different way of doing it. So anything is possible. You just have to think out with the box. I once worked with a deaf woman, and she opened my eyes to how people with disabilities can change their world. And I went to a door once and I rang the doorbell and she answered and I said to her, you can't hear. How did you know I was at the door? And she said, I might not hear, but I can see, right? And she says, every time the doorbell rings, my lights flicker. When my lights flicker, I know somebody's at my door and I answer them. She found another way of knowing that somebody was at the door, even though she couldn't hear them at the door. Will, mind over matter. Thinking out with the box. So is it true that the impossible is possible? Yes. If it's in your heart to do, you can achieve absolutely anything. There are things that I have done in my life and I have astounded people. And they'll say, how can you do that? Because you're blind. I just do it a different way. I just find where there's a will, there's a way. I just find another way of doing it. So I hope the readings tonight have helped everyone. I'd like to thank everyone that joined me tonight. Fingers crossed, people, that this does eventually download from TikTok so that I can put it onto the Mystic Witch YouTube channel. You'll find the link to the Mystic Witch YouTube channel on my website here on TikTok. Just click on my website, scroll to the left, and it has all my social media links. Subscriber ones get added to the Mystic Witch YouTube channel, and my public live readings get shared to the Lady Moonlight one. And of course I've got all my Facebook and Instagrams on there as well. I'm gonna head off and join my fiance. There's no lives tomorrow, but I am back doing gift only and subscriber readings on Monday, 9 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. CST time. So I look forward to seeing you all then. I hope everybody, blessed be Dr. Sunshine Fire. And if any of those courses that I was talking about, or, you know, even if you want to join my group and take a look, the group's free to join anyway. But yeah, I've mentored lots of people in the past, and my mentoring is free. Or I have a really good friend who does spiritual mentoring, life coach mentoring type thing. I think she's like £80 or something for her mentoring. And her name is Olga.Naden. She's here on TikTok. If you just put at Olga, OLGA .Naden, NADEN, Olga Naden. She does mentoring as well. So check her out as well. Highly recommend her. So both her and I do mentoring. It just depends what mentor you are drawn to. With that being said, I am going to head off, and I'm going to put the kettle on and make a nice cup of coffee. It's cold here in Scotland tonight, so and it's way past this little one's bedtime, so he's going to get wheeled back into the lounge with his brother through there, and so that he can settle down for the night because he's wide awake. And I think that's why he loves joining my live, so that he can have a late night while his brother is in the living room fast asleep. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Absolutely love you all. Many parts till we merry meet again, and blessed be to everyone here. See you all on Monday. Good night everyone. Love you all. Oops. Let me just, there we are.